Okay, welcome to part 2. This is more or less just on the gun and the my carry system for the gun. Okay. Now, my philosophy is that I carry this everywhere except when I'm at school, or except I go to any places that out front state that it is against the law to carry, concealed or open. Okay, in that case, I would just throw this in my glove box and lock it up. But let's talk about the gun itself. The gun is a Glock 19 9x19 millimeter compact pistol or handgun. And let's just do a quick safety check because we know how anal YouTube video viewers can be. So there's currently no magazine in the magazine well. Rack it a couple times, open it up. You can see down the barrel, little dusty, but no ammunition in there, so we're good to go. This is the perfect firearm in my opinion if you're starting out to shoot, or you're an intermediate shooter, or even an advanced shooter. Okay, it's very easy to control as long as you have good technique for controlling the trigger. It's very accurate right out of the box, and I've probably shot 600 maybe 700 rounds out of this thing, and it looks brand spanking new. Okay, I do clean it often, that's probably why, but being a Glock fan, I have to recommend them. Of course, if you have any other gun, I'm sure they have their merits too, but I love these. I've shot MMPs, I've shot CZs, but I always go back to the Glock for just fun. This Glock's bought at about 500 bucks in Kentucky, and since then it's stayed completely stock except for the sights. I never liked the sights on the Glock, so I upgraded them to night sights, and they are probably the best sight upgrade in my opinion, unless you go for fiber optic, but I still like night sights better because night sights actually put out light, not like fiber optics, which has to use a surrounding light. And let's go through how I carry the Glock 19. Okay, this is my Crossbreed Super Tuck inside the waistband holster. Plenty of reviews on this on YouTube. Look it up if you want. All the reviews I've read were positive, nothing but positive. I got mine in the horsehide because it gets hot here, and I don't want my sweat making me feel uncomfortable, so the horsehide has a higher density in which the sweat cannot penetrate. I've worn this for about, I'd say, 5 or 6 days total. And that's not a very long time because I just got this like a week and a half ago. But since then I've always open carried. Just when I go to the range, I had an open carry Blackhawk Serpa 2 that I didn't really like that much, so I didn't really include it in here. But this is really nice because it's got all metal clips, compared to the Comtech Minotaur series, which have plastic clips, which I don't know why you'd put plastic tips on a holster if somebody can just rip it off, or use a little bit of strength and maybe rip those plastic clips right off. I don't know if that's even true, but my philosophy is metal is always better. And they look nice, you know, they've got little crosses on them, reminds me a little bit of the Boondock Saints, but that's another story. It's got the Kydex sheath, extremely good hold on the weapon, which is very important to me because I don't want my weapon falling out. Not that it would anyway, because when you have it on you and it's like this, it literally pushes the leather up to the gun, so you're gonna have to use some force when you withdraw it. But even slack, there's very little movement. Okay, and I like that in a holster. Let's get to my mags. got 4 mags. My self-defense round is Hornady Critical Defense. It's a 115 grain, as you can see there. It shoots just like a Full Metal Jacket, even though it's not, obviously. And it shoots just like it. I haven't shot it at a watermelon or anything yet, but I have shot it at a range. And it shoots just like your old Winchester 115 grain FMJs, which I like. And I usually carry it with at least one of these around, which is a belt holster. I have 4 clips. I usually only bring 2 with me at any time. Past that, I think it's a little overkill. But last but not least, I've got my belt. This is also a Crossbreed belt. It's 1.5 inches thick, not this thick, but this thick. And it's a 2-layer leather belt. I got the holster and this for about 130 bucks shipped, so it's not bad. Not bad at all. And I think that really just concludes it. I think we're just gonna skip to how everything looks on me when I am carrying every day. So stay tuned. Okay, so right now I'm concealing everything. If you walked up to me in the street, you probably wouldn't even be able to tell that I have a gun on me, a knife, a flashlight, all that jazz. So let's strip me down slowly, and we'll go through what I have on me, okay? First off, my keys. Then we've got my phone, my wallet in the back pocket, my flashlight, which is clipped to my left pant pocket. Again, it's so small you barely notice it's there. My Leek in my right pocket. Sometimes I'll put it in my back pocket, but most of the time it stays right next to me. So, very handy. And by now you're like, oh, he probably doesn't have anything else on him. But I do. And first is this. Okay, this is my magazine pouch. It's empty, thank God, right now. I always carry this whenever I'm carrying my firearm, which is right here. Okay, 5 o'clock, 4 to 5 o'clock position. I find it's most comfortable. And if I ever need to use it, all I have to do is pull up my shirt, bend down a little bit, and just take it right out of the holster. Okay, and again, magazine well is empty, and there's no bullet. Just a safety check for you safety nerds out there. But yeah, it's very, very nice. Doesn't move around too much. It's super comfortable. I can probably go jogging in this if I wanted to. But super fast deployment. I mean, this thing is just everything. And the reason I put my extra magazine here is so if I somehow draw my gun and press the magazine release button, I can do that. Okay, so this is how I carry, and if you have any questions, shoot me a message or whatever, and I encourage everybody else to do their little EDC video as well. It's always interesting to watch what other people carry and their little philosophies on why and how they carry. So, thanks.